moderating, asking a few questions. But before we move to that, I would like to give the microphone to each one of them to tell us about themselves, maybe their names and what, if they're students or what they're doing in the community. And that should be about a minute per each. Thank you.
Hello everybody, my name is David Jr. I came down here from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. I'm currently in university in my third year studying finance and business.
Hi, my name is Mikala Semi. I'm a senior at Howard University. I'm studying journalism, minoring in international affairs, and I'm from Boise, Idaho.
Hello everybody, my name is Lona Manas. I reside here in Utah, Salt Lake City. I am a senior in high school, and after I do plan on furthering my education in the university to study criminal law and justice.
Hi, my name is Stella Soma. I'm from Omaha, Nebraska, and right now I'm not doing anything. So yeah.
All right, thank you. I'll start with the first question that goes to David. Describe a youth.
So I have a brief description of a youth here. So youth, to me, I'd say is probably the most defining period of a person's life because this is the part of your life where you start to build your identity. You start to decide what type of things you like, what type of people you want to hang around, and overall how you want to impact the world. So a lot of the decisions you make during your youth will impact you and the people around you, whether you realize it or not. So it shouldn't really be taken lightly, your years of youth. Also, another description of the youth is there's a lot of weight in the decisions made during your youth. So the weight of the decisions combined with other factors like social pressure, family pressure, financial pressure can cause youth to feel stressed. And it can be a challenging time for a lot of the youth. Lastly, the youth years are the years in a person's life where they have a lot of energy, a lot of curiosity, and where they're the most active. So these traits can really be an asset to any community and any place in the world. So that was just a brief description about what the youth are, and then the rest of the panel will kind of expand on more challenges the youth face and how they can contribute to communities.
Thank you, David. And to Mikala, thank you for that. It says we have had youth engaged in different arena. We have had youth contributing in the political arena, in business, as well as in the social setting. But despite of that, they still face challenges. And we would like to know that, to understand from you as well as from the team, how will you help to guide the young ones into adulthood, given the contributions that you've made and the challenges that youth are still facing? You're welcome.
I would say like the best way is obviously early on to encourage kids to have hobbies. So making sure they're involved in the community, making sure they're involved in sports, instruments, stuff like that. Have hobbies, be busy at a young age so they can establish connections with people around, as well as being supportive and showing up for kids. Kids will never feel like they lack nothing if they have a big community, if they have support from people. So showing up for people is probably the best way, and as well as like establishing trust and mutual like respect within kids. So especially when it comes to like speaking to kids, speak to kids like they're an adult. Nobody wants to be like yelled at, bickered at. Like if you show kids respect, they're more open to speaking to you, to getting to know you, and like that will help them transition into adulthood.
Thank you. The next question goes to Lorna. It says, what role do young people have in a nation's future?
I feel as youth, our role is extremely important because quite frankly, we are the future of this nation. We tend to think that we have time on our hands, but time goes by really fast. When we grow up, you know, we're always saying, oh yeah, I'm still young, I have a lot of time, you know, but it's slowly starting to fade away. I don't know if most of you guys were here to hear the word from Reverend Malesh, but he had mentioned that we are not here to talk about leadership, we are here to take leadership, you know? And just a word to my youth, just because we are young, it does not mean we are not wise. Let us use our knowledge to build ourselves up and to strive hard for our fellow youth. As youth, we need to start attending our annual conferences and our community events so that we can take on the position that we need to take on and apply it to our future as well too. And I also feel that we need to come to realization that we are the future doctors, the future lawyers, the future politicians, even basketball players, football players, we are the future. We don't come from an ordinary background. Not only are we Sudanese, but we are equatorian, for goodness sake. We are the wisest, the brightest, the most beautiful, the most handsome. Potential to be future politicians and athletes, and we carry just a lot of hope within us. So I feel like if we apply that well, we will be able to execute very well in our community. And just to touch bases on what my sister said, your support is highly needed, not only from our parents, but from our community as well too. At times, we the youth feel very discouraged because the same people we look up to doubt us at times. And in order to strive and uphold a bright future, we need your support 100%. And it really is a good feeling when you know that you have a support system. And I think each and every one of us sitting on this stage can say that when you have your community support and when you have your parent support and your dreams and your goals and your aspirations, you believe in yourself more. You believe in yourself more and in your dreams. Let us think diligently about our futures, my fellow youth, because we are the next tomorrows. Yes.
Thank you all the current speakers. And the last question that we have goes to Stella, and it says, I know we are a community and we live in a society. Stella, what can the community do to support the growth of young people?
Advise them with advice, be their friends, try to make them happy with whatever they want to do, and don't be harsh to them. Like, whatever they want to do in the school, support them.
Thank you so much, Stella. Does anybody have something to add?
I would say like involvement, especially parents, like if you want to encourage your kids to go to school, be involved in the process. Like I know for a lot of us, like we're first generation college students, and like when I was applying to college, my parents were like really involved. They knew what schools I was applying to, what I was looking into. Like even if money's a situation, have those conversations, look into budgeting what you can do, and that makes the most difference. Because when you tell a kid like, oh no, you can't go there because it's expensive, like it's gonna discourage them completely from going. So make sure you're involved in the process and being like their cheerleaders.
Anyone else with something to add?
Just to touch bases like what she said again, discouragement really brings you down. And I feel like each and every one of us can say the same. We definitely need your support a lot because we look up to you guys. You guys are our role models. And if you're discouraged, we're discouraged as well too, you know? And, you know, as you don't really want to hear that. You know, yes, this is expensive and I understand you can't go here because of such and such, but maybe configuring a plan and helping your child out will give hope, so.
Applying scholarships, always apply now.
So we would like to give a room to welcome for questions to the youth or comments, and that should be good enough for our youth to respond to.
Okay, we have 4. Most what these individuals here said are important. The problem is you guys, the parents. None of you get to bring your kids here. You fail in the community. Death is inevitable. You're going to die. These tables will be empty. There will be somebody else. You're married to, whether it's African American community, whether it's white community, whatever it is, this equatoria will disappear. Get your act right. Who's the first one?
Praise the Lord. Yeah, I have a question for, actually, I'm so excited to see our young ones sitting here and challenging us. The Bible says, young people, enjoy your life, be happy while you're still young. Do what you want to do and follow your heart's desires. But remember that God is going to judge you for whatever you do. I know young people, you have to find something and die for. Find something and die for. But my question is this. To be, not to be, is equally bad. But that is not question. That is not the question. If you be, why? And if you exist, why? Thank you.
Kind of asking, like, I guess the reason for our passion. And I would say, like, the reason for my passion, the reason why I decided to study journalism was had to do with, like, my parents and what they taught me about their journey coming to America. You don't hear your stories, like, globally. You hear it among yourselves, but you don't hear it in media or on public broadcast. And so I guess my passion for journalism kind of started, I always say it started with my mom because of the stories she would tell me when she was young. And I would like to give an outlet, if I could be like a news producer, if I could be a senior broadcast producer, God willing, like I would be choosing stories about you guys and making sure they're on public broadcast. So I guess that's
If you're gonna ask questions, these are Americanized equatorians. If you guys need a translator, I can try to translate. Please hold that translator.
Hello, my name is Frema. I came from Texas. I have a question and a comment. So can you guys define the age range for youth? The reason why I asked that question is because for you young youth who are just coming to the community and are starting to do things, us the elder youth who are in our late 20s, we have been trying to participate in the community for a while, but our elders don't give us a chance. We've had terrible experiences because the youth leaders are like 45, 50, So we really need to define the age today. What is the age range for youth? Because now those kids, let's give them a better chance to actually participate. That's one. Number two, I would like to, well, let me let you guys answer and then I'll have another. Okay, it's not a question, but what I wanted to say for us older youth, I had a bad experience in Texas where me and some of my friends, we were trying to throw a graduation party for some of the teenagers who graduated from high school. And we raised some money and we got a community center to do the ceremony. So the president at that time who is not an Equatorian guy, but anyways, that's not important. But what he did is he actually canceled the event, and he told us the reason why he canceled is because we didn't go through him, okay? So our program was canceled. They shut us down. We are tired of being shut down by our elders. You guys need to support us and stop saying, no. If you guys want change, you need to welcome us so that we can bring ideas. We have fresh ideas. We're well educated. We know what we're doing. You just have to give us a chance.
I guess as far as like the age range, I feel like youth should range 13 to 21, and then anything above that should be like a young adult.
Okay, so I guess we have 3 categories. Well, Nasa Yani, you guys can be advisors. Take a step back, let the youth take over. Nalito Majusi Karasi, and so
hi everybody, my name is Josephine Labib. So to the youth, I have a question, and I think this question will help a lot of parents. Please. So I think this question will help a lot of parents who are here, and maybe some who are not here. You know, I think I have 5 kids. 3, they are older, and I'm just asking, like, there is something that it become like an epidemic, that the youth, they lock themselves in the rooms. Okay, I'm asking this thing because I've been to funerals. Okay, in 2 weeks I was at a funeral of a young man who committed suicide. He was 20 years. So, and this thing that the youth lock themselves in the room, and then when parents try to talk to them, it's like, I need my space. And it kind of like create barrier, you know, of communication between the parent and the kids. And this is happening in a lot of Sudanese. Even we were trying to go, like, some of people were trying to go on Facebook and try to raise awareness. What is it that you guys can help us as parents to know why is that happening and how can we help that situation? Because I told somebody, I said, go to Lowe's, you just buy those hand lock that you can lock the rooms, because it's kind of like, you know, and I just tell you, like, I live in North Carolina, and in 3 months we buried a girl 22 years, she was overdosed, she locked herself in the room, and the other one also overdosed, and the third one committed suicide. And as a parent, to me, I'm scared. And that's why some of you can help us so that we can save the life of other youths. And we can be able even maybe to shift, you know, our thinking as Sudanese parents. And maybe we need counseling, we need to go to parenting classes, even, you know, it's like, this is now with teenagers. It's not the little one, it's not the older one, but it's people your age. So I need your help. Thank you.
Thank you for the question. We appreciate it. Just to subject back to it, Auntie Josephine, just like you had mentioned, when you mentioned this thing of like them locking themselves in their room, it's not just a thing. As we previously discussed last night about mental health, it definitely takes a toll on our youth. And I feel like we had one talking about mental health awareness here. I feel like at times our parents will either ignore the signs or they will take it as, oh, this is just a phase. This is something that they're going through shortly, you know? And like I said, your support, though you may not realize it, it's extremely important to us. Your guys' faith and belief and strength behind us really means a lot because we are your guys' seed. We come from you, you know? And without your guys' support and hearing such phrases like, this is just a thing, not to sound harsh, but this is just a thing. This thing called mental health kills. Suicide kills, depression kills, turning to drug, it kills, you know, and not having your parents behind you. And sometimes you don't have to resort to, but children or youth, they do resort to killing themselves, or they put themselves, or they harbor themselves, they bury themselves in their rooms, because once you hear something, you hear that no, you know, this is just a phase, it's whatever, my child's gonna get through it. Once they hear that in their head, they're gonna shut you off, they're gonna turn you down, they don't wanna hear anything else from you, because the yes that they were expecting to hear from you has already passed. So I feel that even apart from the signs, really listen to your children. And the lady had mentioned yesterday, take time individually for each child. Sometimes if you have a lot of children, some may feel like they're getting love and others are not. So please take time individually for each of your children. Have time for them, whether it's dates, even bug them if you have to, please. You know, I know sometimes we can be a little annoying at times, it's understandable, but bug them, be like, hey, today we're gonna go out, today we're gonna go for a walk. You don't have to spend money to take time with your children. Go for a walk, you know, just do engaging things.
Thank you.
I would also say, like, it has a lot to do with like your family dynamic as well. I know in our family, like, we're a basketball family, like that's something we do together. So maybe like if you can find ways to, like, you know, have something that everybody's enjoying, that will probably encourage them to like not be in their room as much. So yeah, like just finding stuff like common interests or what people like. Maybe it's sports, maybe it's a movie. That's another way to get people out of their room.
Hello, my name is Miklina Boy, and I just wanted to say I'm super proud to see you guys there and to be the voice of Equatoria, and to project and to give us hope that we did not come to US or to the West for nothing, but we came here to be able to have seats that one day will go back and be Equatoria. I also wanted to bring out the other side of some families that are not really doing well, and their kids did not make it to the college level. And parents just gave up, and kids not doing so good, to an extent that parents like feel helpless. And when they act emotionally, sometimes they hit and do things like corporal punishment. It lands them in the system with very bad reputation or records. What can you tell those parents that their kids did not make it all the way to where you are? What have your parents did differently to an extent that helped you to reach where you are now? So we have a lot of our families that are not doing well, and kids that are very, very bright drop out from school and resorting to bad things, drugs and overdose and things like that. Thank you.
Take the question.
I would say obviously start with like knowing the signs at first, but you know, some people, I will say, sometimes school is not their thing. So maybe like if your kid does well in academic settings, trade school is also like a thing, or like certificates. nothing like, like sometimes people can't get a college education, but there's trade schools. There's a lot of alternative routes within this country that, can land people like a career, even if they don't necessarily like graduate high school. So I would say look into those options as well, but also like don't sell yourself short, or like don't think that like, them steering the wrong path is like the end of the situation. People have the ability to change. Sometimes it takes like knowing their family history, knowing about like, problems that they face, especially when it comes to like alcohol and drugs. Like if you want to catch that early, make sure your kids know about addiction issues that are present in your family growing up. So like it won't even be an option for them, So I would just say, if school's not an option, look into trade schools, look into other alternative things as well. But also like don't be discouraged if they don't steer the path that you intended them to.
I'd like to thank the youth, but before I thank you guys, you see how attentive this place is? I've visited a lot of communities in a lot of states. We are not this attentive to our kids. When the kids are talking, we're talking over them. When they try to express themselves, I get it. There's a cultural difference. The way you were raised back then is not the same as the way we are to be raised in this country. I grew up here. But I got the opportunity to be able to get both ends. Most of these individuals here, they don't have that opportunity. To understand you guys is very difficult. So you guys are shutting them down. I hear you guys asking a lot of redundant questions. Yet you guys are the problem. They're staying away because you guys don't give them the time. And it's so unfortunate. We have this chauffeuring behavior. When we come outside, we act like we're disciplined individuals. But we are not at home. We're horrible human beings. So you need to be honest with yourself.